talk or leave.
Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very special edition today where we're kind of flying under the banner of My Chamber TV. It's called My Charity TV. Because of the fact that we have so many movers and shakers in the Tampa Bay area, I wanted to bring them on and really talk about what they're doing in the community and the high percentages of success all over the area. And so my first guest happens to be someone not unfamiliar to you, is my dear friend Helena Trangata.
Hey, Ann.
How about this? Think about it, you bring about it, right?
Yes. This is just exactly what the community needs. I thank you so much for allowing us to come on today and present our charities.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited about this show. I really do want to be a louder voice in the community. I can't attend all the events.
How can she be louder?
If I can just raise the awareness to you in how the different charities are really helping out in our community, it makes a better community all over. Altogether. So without spending more time with me babbling on here, I want to get to something that I am personally going to be involved with, with my friend who asked me to MC the event that's coming up on April 30th, which is a fashion show down at the Safety Harbor Spa. And I'm going to turn it over to you because you just exude the passion for what you're doing for All Children's Hospital, from rocking babies to getting out into the community, raising the awareness. And we have a few dollars that we want to raise by April 30th, don't we?
That's right. So it's not, you know, like most fundraisers, we have huge fundraisers that we do on an annual basis. This is our second annual fashion show. The clothes are being presented by Dillard's, and as Barb said, she's going to be our MC. It is at the Safety Harbor Spa, and the reason I say all that is because it's really a fabulous event. But we're always looking to raise funds because there's always cuts being made, and to exude excellence, we always have to be spending a little bit more, just like you do at home when you know the groceries go up for the hospital, for the kids as well. And so we're all about the kids at All Children's, and the way that they raise money at All Children's, much like other is that we have a foundation. We have our Giving Foundation, and the Guild, which is who is hosting this event, is the North Pinellas branch. So we have 9 branches, so we're just one of 9, and we all do fundraisers. So it's I know that many people up here know Wendy Wood, and so Wendy Wood is works with another branch. And so we'll have wonderful fashions, we'll have wine, we'll have food, and we'll have a lot of fun. And what we'd like to do is raise enough money to contribute to our goal. For this year, our total branch goal is $1.35 million, and that is to provide a new ambulance for our transport team that's specifically for pediatric patients. And you could imagine their little bones going along in that ambulance and feeling every little bump. So this it's been made specially for pediatric patients, and we've got to see it. It's John's showing a picture of it right now, and it's going to be very exciting because it's blue instead of red like a lot of ambulances are, and it's going to say All Children's Hospital Guild on it, and we will be able to move those little bodies with a lot more comfort for them, and it will be totally set up with everything that an ER has in it, so they will be able to provide all of the care that the kids need. And I know we'll save more lives, and isn't that what it's really about?
It is. It absolutely is. And a little over $1 million, piece of cake. We'll get that. No problem.
That's just part of our funds. If you go to that page that John showed, John's showing has shown the page before, but it's Johns Hopkins what does it say?
HopkinsAllChildren's.org. It's up here right now.
There you go.
And if you go there, you can go ahead and navigate and see some of the great things that are going on. Once again, it's April 30th, 2017, this year from 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. at the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa. It's 105 North Bayshore Drive in Safety Harbor, 34695. If you want to put that in your GPS, it is only $30 per person. That is
right.
really good.
And so what we're looking for now, obviously, are ticket sales, but we're looking for sponsor packages. We're looking for donations so that we can have silent auction things. So if you would like to give back to our community, and I know there's lots of people asking for you to give back to the community, but this is really a special close to my heart. Obviously, I can't say it's the best in the area, but because Becky's going to come home with the kids.
I know.
And I don't want her to throw darts at me as I leave. But this is a way that we can support our community, support the kids. And another way we can do it is the locket sales that we're offering. A percentage of all locket sales between now and April 30th will be given to all children's as well. And so we brought in a locket today that has a little boy in it, a little girl in it, a little stardust crystal, which is rainbow colors for those children, and the word love, because we love our kids and we want them to have a strong foundation to start on, and that first step is their health. And we've talked before on other shows that I've done with Barb about how many kids are being born with issues that are sometimes just unforeseen, but sometimes it's because they have there's been drugs in the pregnancy, or there's been brutality in that pregnancy. And so people like All Children's, they support a lot of our local pediatric ICUs, which are called NICUs. And so we want to be able to help these babies have a good chance to start in life and a good foundation. So this is what we do at All Children's.
It is what you do, and I'll tell you, I never realized I would be really stepping up and stepping out with something like this, and Helena knows that I know how to say no, because I've gotten myself into so many different things in the past, and I don't want to dilute myself, so I figure what can I do to be the best to serve the community? So with our show, it is a perfect avenue, it's a perfect platform to get the message out. And I tell you, on the chamber shows, we usually have a charity come on, but for the chamber shows, there's not enough time on those chamber shows for me to interview our charities and the different events coming up. So that's why we are really looking for your support for My Charity TV. Please private message me on Facebook. You can find me there. You can get a hold of us here. This whole show is being brought to you by We Beam TV. We actually are the heartbeat and the voice for the Tampa Bay community, the whole surrounding area. That's here. Great. All the counties in the area, and I never knew the needs that were available in the community, but even more so the people that give back their time, their precious time, their donations. And you're going to see all these great people today that are great at giving back in the community. So it's not just one of us that need help, and so you've got to, it's like me, I had to pick and choose my favorite charity, is what I called it when I put it on Facebook today. This is my favorite charity. I sat on the board for one of the branches, the North Pinellas branch for the Guild. I'm very committed to this, and I always say that I work so that I can give to my charities. I know you do. I know you do. And just so you know, the Origami Owl lockets are really great quality, and what's nice about them is that you can design them. You can practically name your own price, because you can purchase the locket. You're going to give back, in a way, a percentage that will go to this charity. But what's great about that locket, it's a living locket that shows love, expresses love, and you can change the little charms inside of it. What I love about it, and I've had mine ever since we lost our little Yorkie, and her little lock of hair is in here, and what I love about it is that it has a magnetic closure to this one, and nothing falls out, but it's also surrounded, embracing what's inside there with Swarovski crystals, and everyone knows the scintillation and the quality of Swarovski crystals. So
I love it when she uses that word, scintillation.
I have to practice that, But what you'll do is you'll be getting something that will remind you of the time that you gave back for All Children's Hospital. Absolutely. And helped Helena with this particular charity. And then come to the fashion show. We're going to have a blast, because of course, we all have a passion for fashion, so we're going to get out there with Dillard's. We're going to show you some really great threads and really dress you up nicely, but we're going to have fun because we're doing something really great for our community. So again, it is April 30th from 1 to 4, which is a nice amount of time, Safety Harbor Resort and Spa, and it's only $30 per person. So you have plenty of time. You're going to hear me up on my soapbox over and over again about these charity events and what you can do to give back into your community, and it's going to be a good thing.
And we're also selling business card ads for the program.
Oh, awesome.
Barb's got the program, and you can get a business. That's last year's
This
program.
is from last year.
But you can sell. You can buy a business card ad, so you can show that you're supporting our charity, and volunteers, always volunteers.
Right.
We're looking for volunteers to help us raise these funds and to do our events. And if you're a volunteer with us, you get to go down and tour All Children's Hospital, which is really magnificent.
Oh, I bet. Do I get to do that?
I'm sure we can arrange that.
I want to do that. Can I dress up like a clown and just be fun?
I don't know about that.
Well, I tell
Can you dress up like a clown? We can't scare the kids.
I'm just messing with you. So when you asked me to get involved with that, I didn't hesitate. I just didn't hesitate because I've been following you and what you're doing. We talk about it in the shows from time to time. But this is really the truest platform for the charity show, and I'm just so excited that we're able to do this, and thanks to John Gaston, We Beam TV.
Absolutely.
And direct anyone you know after the show. It's live, being streamed live right now, but when you go back to We Beam TV, you'll be able to review it once again, so you can share it on Facebook.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we also are part of the chamber. We're part of the Upper Pinellas Chamber, which I know does the show with you, with Jerry. So we are part of the Upper Pinellas Chamber. And as far as the lockets go, you can you can order them online. You can email me. It's HelenaTrangata@iCloud.com.
That's right. Or you can give her a buzz. Give her a call. 727-457-9391.
Aren't you good?
Wow, yeah.
I just hit that button. I don't know those numbers.
I know, right? It's good to try to still have our memory, right? When you get at this age. But I have to thank you so much for really indulging.
And thank you, John. I say John because he's back there behind the camera.
I had no idea the amount of time that people spend, like yourself, and from morning till night. She calls me 7:30 in the morning. Where are you going? Aging Network. At 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Where are you coming from? Well, somewhere over in Tampa. She's leaving here to go to an event in Tampa. Yeah. And what is that event?
Raising money for All Children's by selling the lockets.
See what I'm saying? I mean, she brought a tear to my eye when she said, I do these lockets so that I can raise funds to give to my charities. How beautiful is that? That's why this show is going to really take off very nicely with people with the right heart that you have and our other guests that are coming up. I mean, we're talking about seriously moving mountains in this area. And I raised my kids in the Pasco County area, in the Pasco County school system. They turned out pretty good. And I had no idea the needs that we have in this community till I was asked to do these shows. Gosh, almost 3 years ago, and I'm in my place. I feel at home here, being able to do this, to give back.
And there are so many people out there that are bored. We can put them to work as volunteers. Not just myself, but everyone that's going to be on this show today, I'm sure has volunteer opportunities.
Absolutely. Well, that is one way. I mean, especially for people that might be even retired, or maybe you may know of someone that could have needed at one time and maybe didn't get some help. We can help you get that help. Tune into the show, tune into My Chamber TV, and of course our My Charity TV. It's the every third Wednesday, aren't we? Third Wednesday of every month. And I'm sure after today I will be bombarded with many of you asking to be on the show. There's no cost for it. Just private message me and we'll get you on the calendar and get you all lined up and share your stories and share why you're doing what you're doing, like Helena and everything. So I think it's just really great. You have anything else, my dear?
No, thank you very much, and thank you, John, for allowing us to to talk about this today. We've talked about it on other shows. I'm sure before April 30th I'll be back, and Barb will be talking about it because
Yes.
she is our MC, and you can't keep her down.
No. Well, when you love what you do and you do what you love, it's all the difference in the world.
It is.
It truly is. So I hope that you will stick around with us. We have a whole hour to go. I have another gentleman going to be joining me in a little bit, Mr. Paul Friedlander, who is like the king of the community when it comes to giving back. Talk about somebody that doesn't know how to say no. Oh my goodness.
Mr. Paul Freelander, you mean that dancing fool?
Exactly. Well, he's going to be coming up in a little bit. I want to thank you, and I know you've got to scoot, so
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go to your show.
Okay.
Stick around. We're going to take a brief time out. When we come back, we
Thank
have
you,
more.
everyone. Thank you so much.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our special edition is My Charity TV. I woke up in the middle of the night with this idea after interviewing so many charities in the community that I thought, you know what? The best way to get as many people out there and raise the awareness in the community is to do a special show. So here we are. Now, two more people in the community that I consider people who are moving mountains, and I do mean moving mountains, happens to be my dear friend Angel Cook.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, there for support with Dancing with the Local Stars 2 years ago. And I tell you, Don Anderson, I mean, you two are something else with what you're doing in the community. I'm going to turn this segment over to both of you guys because I know you have had a personal attachment and involvement in the community where you have really received some great assistance from time to time, and you can share that if you like. If not, go right into your favorite charity, which is the Wrap House.
It is, yes. So the Wrap House is special to me. Back about 10 years ago, actually it was about 11 years ago, we're our 10th annual for our fundraiser. So it would be about 11 years ago. I was getting into the community, getting to know people, joined a couple of networking clubs, and guest speaker came to one of the clubs and started talking about the Wrap House. And I've never talked about my childhood, my past, anything like that out in the open. And I thought, this is a sign I need to give back. It's time to get what this Wrap House really does and what the shelter really does. When I was a teenager, I was a runaway, and I came from an abusive environment, and so I was so grateful to have friends who knew of the Wrap House, and they were foster parents and such, and that's how they knew about the shelter. And they said, that's it, that's where you're going, you're coming with us. And so I went to their house, and they called the Wrap House, and the Wrap House didn't have any room for me. And coincidentally, you know, as they were on the phone trying to figure out what to do with me, my guardian showed up and started yelling, and they could hear him through the phone.
Oh dear.
And they said, never mind, we'll take her, just bring her. Wow. So the police came, and off I went to the Wrap House. And so for the first few days, I slept on the floor, because they didn't have any beds for me. But I got counseling. I was with kids that were in the exact same situation as mine, or worse. And that moment of acceptance, to know that you're not alone, and to have adults tell you it's not you, you're going to be okay, you are loved, you can overcome this. They have counselors there the entire time for you. You do a lot of one-on-one counseling, but also their staff they're very well trained on where these children are coming from, and they're very in tune in what we're going through emotionally and developmentally. So they truly are the reason why I'm here. And so I said, you know what, it's time to start giving back, because if it wasn't for the community, which when you're a teenager you don't know, you don't put that together. I had shelter, I had somebody to talk to. You don't realize that all takes money. And
yes.
Who knows where I thought that all came from? I don't know.
Right.
But
Well, you don't
know.
You're so wrapped up in your own stuff.
You are.
And you want to get out.
As an adult, when you start working, you're so wrapped up in your day-to-day stuff, and work is stressful, and then you have your family and everything. But then when you start getting involved in your community, and you start going, wow, you know, this stuff just doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. And if people knew the personal ends, maybe they'll be more likely, maybe that'll touch something in them, and then they'll find a connection, whether it's with the Wrap House or whether it's with another charity. You there are so many to support, which is why you have the show. So I started getting involved and started telling my story and started saying, the Rap House is not a stigma for bad kids. I was a good kid. But it's a shelter for kids that have nowhere else to go.
Sure.
It's a safe haven. Yes, some kids do make bad choices, but sometimes they're put in situations where they just don't have the judgment there.
Exactly.
They don't know what else to do.
Exactly.
So telling my story and getting out there's not a whole lot that I can do as far as, I can't just write a check, but I sure can make people aware. And I can make people who, if you have $1 and I have $1 and he has $1 and we all put our dollars together, we can make a difference.
Absolutely, and we've got this too. Our
We
voice,
do.
our voice.
Yes.
Speaking of voice, Don, I want you to jump in here and tell us what you're doing with YFA.
Sure. But first I have to say, Angel is such a blessing to not just YFA, but this community and your ability to articulate the story. And it's just, I can't say enough, but you're loved.
I do. I am loved. I'm
You
very
are.
You
lucky.
can tell.
No,
She
I'm
is
very
loved.
lucky.
She is.
I'm very lucky.
And we are blessed to have a group of individuals in the community and businesses that support not only Rap House, but YFA, Youth and Family Alternatives, on a larger scale. But for the Rap House, our largest fundraiser is the Rap River Run. This will be our 10th year. It's going to be June 10th in Sims Park. There'll be a 5K, a 10K, walk, and a community event in a big way. We're expecting to have as many as 1,500 to 2,000 runners.
Nice.
So I suspect we'll have over 3,000 people in the park. So we have a terrific committee led by Victoria Barley, I think she's with Berkshire Hathaway Realty. And our title sponsor is Spring Engineering. Rich Beckish has been at the forefront of this. As a matter of fact, he and his business have given over 6 figures to the race in sponsorship fees, as
Isn't
well as
that
bringing in
wonderful?
others. He's done a fantastic job with it. So we are just absolutely thrilled to have this in the new venue. Last year, we were the first event in the park. Just a terrific event. We're just thrilled. This serves to augment the monies that we're given from state, federal grants, and others. And our CFO, Karen, likes to say we give 5-star service and we get 3-star payment. So this is our opportunity to have the community contribute in a meaningful way so that we can do things above and beyond just the very basic level of and standards within the organization.
That's really exciting. I'm seeing little runners here.
Yes,
Look
that's
at
our
this.
fun run for the
Yes.
kids. Our fun run that goes every year right after the 5K.
That's so cool. This is the heartbeat of the community that I talk about. The thing that people don't see unless you watch a show like this or you get involved with the
Right.
community. And believe me when I tell you, get involved with the community, because you just never know when you may need some kind of service, or you may know someone who may need a service. And we only have a minute remaining. I could sit and
Wow.
talk with you guys
Wow, that went
all
fast.
day
Yes.
long.
Yeah.
I
What's
really
your
could.
story that's so special?
Well, I do want to say, too, I just want to say real quick with
Sure.
the Rap House, because so many people don't realize how you can help. So we have the Rap River Run. We always need volunteers. I've been the volunteer coordinator all 10 years. We need sponsors like crazy,
Yes.
fun run participants, registrants for the athletes. But there's also ways that you can help with, like, the Cook for Kids program, where you adopt one day a month, that same day every month, and you purchase the food for dinner, and you come to the Rap House and you get to cook it in their kitchen. You serve it to the kids. It's so wonderful. You want to talk about a one-on-one experience, and all it is cooking dinner for them. They only get funding enough for 2 meals a day, so this is very important as a community. My family takes one day. Rotary clubs, they have stepped up and really taken the program on, and they're taking days. But it's a great way to get your family involved and be able to come and give back on a one-on-one experience.
And setting a great example for families.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, just real quickly, the ages on the Rap House.
10 to 17.
10 to 17, so
Yes.
keep that in mind.
And we want to make sure we mention Rap River Run
Yes.
is the website you can go to. You can go to our Facebook page. You can go to the YFA. YFAinc.org is our website for additional links. And any interest at all, you can reach out to Victoria, Rich Beckish, me, with regard to sponsorship opportunities for the event.
Wow, this is so exciting. My mind is going and going and going. We need to get out and get some footage out in town because I'll tell you, it's so great to be able to share what's going on in the community through WeBeam TV. That is what you're watching here, WeBeam TV, and we do take in the whole entire Tampa Bay community. And you guys, you're moving mountains. And I've only been at this on these shows for almost 3 years, but I've learned so much about how people give back, not 1 year, not 2 years, not once here and there, and we do have those people, but people like yourselves year after year after year, and you're not the only one that has returned after having that moment of assistance that really helped you get out of a situation that brought you where you are today. You're married, you have a family, yes?
Yes.
And very
Yes.
happy?
Yes. very
Gorgeous
happy.
daughters?
Yes.
Yes.
If I do say so myself.
Yes, you can say so yourself. Well, look at the mom, right?
I don't know about that, but
Oh, you guys really rock. You do, and I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to
Thank
have
you for
back
doing
again.
this.
Yes, thank you very
My
much.
pleasure, and John Gaston's pleasure as well with WeBeam TV, and you're going to hear more and more about My Charity TV. I want to thank you guys so much.
We
and good
appreciate the
luck.
opportunity.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Barbara.
much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Stick around. We have more to come. We'll be right back.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, and it is the heartbeat of our community. However, today we are flying under this banner of My Chamber TV with my new launch here through WeBeam TV, My Charity TV, and can I just tell you that I am like in my glory here doing this because it feels so good, doesn't it, Becky?
Yes.
Becky's with us, and of course Becky is not an unfamiliar face to many of you as myself, Becky Bennett, and of course her passion is Pasco Kids First.
Right.
And do you know that Pasco Kids First was, I think, one of the first charities that we talked about with Paul Friedlander, who is membership director with West Pasco Chamber of Commerce. So welcome, my dear.
Well, thank you very much. We're so honored to be on the first My Charity TV show.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Well, I wanted to bring in the movers and shakers that are literally moving mountains out there in the Pasco County area. You're one of them. I see you anywhere and everywhere I go, and I don't get a chance to get out that often, but when I do, you're there.
Oh, we're
Angel's
Facebook
there.
friends.
And we're Facebook friends, exactly. So tell us more about why Pasco Kids First. When did you actually get involved with it?
Well, I work with Pasco Kids First. I'm the director of development with them, and actually May will be 10 years. Sort of hard to believe. It went really fast. I started out, I was managing the Healthy Families program, which is the prevention arm for Pasco Kids First. All the services with Pasco Kids First is all focused around child abuse and neglect. So we have prevention, assessment, and treatment. And so the first 8 years I was working with the prevention program, where we have what we call resource moms that go into the homes of parents who want to be the best parents they can be and teach them parenting skills, teach them how to cope with different stressful situations and how to bond with their babies. So all of the parents are, it's a voluntary program. They're either pregnant or they have newborns, and once they're in the program, they can stay till they're 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you, what made you get into this? Was it something that you just had a passion to do to give back?
Well, sort of funny. I was actually working for Hernando Pasco Hospice before I came here, so it was total different.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a totally different path I'd taken, but I was actually in the Leadership Pasco class.
Okay.
And our charity of choice for our class was the Healthy Families program. So I learned more about it. You know, all of the services are about preventing child abuse and neglect, and I have some of that in my family also. And I just kept thinking, gosh, the more I got to know about this charity, if only my family members had this service, then maybe those children wouldn't have been removed. Maybe those children would still been with their parents, which is where they really deserve to be. So I fell in love with it, and it just so happened that the program manager before me retired that year, and so I started working there.
Well, I kind of figured, I've talked to so many in many of the interviews that we've done here on the show on My Chamber TV, and there's always a story. There's always kind of like a behind the scenes story, and so something tapped into your emotional heartstrings going, wow, if we would have only known this in our own family. And so now you're able to share this with others.
Absolutely.
And it's from such a preventative point of view to raise the awareness again, and that's why we're doing this whole platform here on My Charity TV. So thank you. What do you have coming up?
Well, we have an event coming up. It's called our second annual Celebrate the Silver Lining. So we held this event in the end of 2015 for our 25th anniversary with Pasco Kids First. And it was such a huge success that we decided we want to make it an annual event. So we chose to move it to April 21st. because April is also Prevent Child Abuse Awareness Month. So it ties in nicely with raising awareness about child abuse. It's going to be really a great event. We have some children performing. It's called Heart of the Heroes Band, and they were all former foster kids who were adopted.
Oh, how fabulous.
Yes, I'm so excited to see them. I've seen their videos, and they do dramatic speaking while they're performing. And then one of the performers, band members, is actually a biological child of a foster family who is also in the band. So it's going to be really amazing.
Oh, my goodness. Now, where is this going to be held?
This is going to be at Spartan Manor on April 21st at 6:30. It's a Friday evening. We're also having a keynote speaker with Kim Bogart, who's the police chief of Newport Richey.
Nice.
And he's got an amazing story, if you haven't heard it, about his upbringing, as well as our partnership with the police department with Pasco Kids First, and we're really looking forward to him sharing that information, because the theme of the event is all about hope, healing, and help, which are what we're all about with Pasco Kids First. We have our Children's Advocacy Center, so we're providing the help there. We're also giving the children hope and helping them with healing through our trauma therapy.
You know, when you can give anyone hope, and especially children, you're on your way.
Absolutely.
Right? Because if they don't have that, they don't know what they have.
Right.
And they're just kind of flailing in the wind, and then they end up on the wrong streets, on the wrong side. And sometimes it's kind of hard for them to get back, but you're there to give them that support and do all these fundraisers and speakers, and they can't help but glean this knowledge, and then to look up at those that are setting an example, those that can sit down with kids and say, hey, I've been there.
Absolutely.
I know what it's like. I know what you're going through. So imagine in our community, you have these services right at your fingertips, whether you have a personal family member or friend, or maybe another friend of a friend or a family member. How do they get in touch with you to get involved with something like this?
Well, we have several offices. Our main office, our Children's Advocacy Center, is on Little Road, right next to the Sheriff's Office at 7344 Little Road. And the phone number there is 727-845-8080. So they could call if they have a child who's been a victim of abuse or neglect, or witnessed any type of trauma. They could contact there. We have a wonderful child advocate, Tammy, who can help provide some resources for those families, and then possibly receive the counseling. We have amazing trauma therapists at our Children's Advocacy Center. They were actually, maybe we can have them on one day.
I was just going to say, absolutely. I would love to hear that, because to give a little sampling of what how they get started with this. This is a very traumatic, deep thing.
Yes.
That you guys are doing here with families, and to be able to do that and have a success rate with it. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the show today when I was saying how the success rate, because you guys stick to it, you put your heart and your soul into this, and whether you have a personal story or not, it's something that you really dedicate your time and your effort, and I mean hours and days and months that goes into these events and everything. Now, this one's coming up April 21st.
Right.
What's the cost?
It's $75.
Okay.
We also have sponsorships available. Benet's Career Academy is our main sponsor at this point. He's been Mr. and Mrs. Patrick and Vicki Benet. They've been amazing supporters, are on our board, and they really help bring the event together with some of their technical abilities and vision. Paul Freelander is also on our board and helps us spread the word, like inviting us here today. And you can find out more information about Silver Lining either on our Facebook page or on our website, and that's where you can buy tickets and sponsorships. That's at PascoKidsFirst.org.
Perfect. So I tell you, if you want to get involved in the community, check out Pasco Kids First. Anything that has to do with kids, I am all about, because you know what? They're our future generations, and goodness knows our world needs a little bit of help, to say the very least. So people like yourself, Angel Cook, Helena Trangata, Paul Friedlander, Don Gasson with We Beam TV, who puts on this show, and it's really, it's a platform because our show is being streamed live, and what's nice about it is even if you have someone that missed the show today, you can go back to webeamtv.com and take a look at it and hear all about it. So I just want to thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
And don't go anywhere because I have a surprise for you. And I have a surprise for you. Stay with us here on My Chamber TV and our special edition, My Charity TV. We'll be right back.
If you were injured in a car crash, what would you do first? Who would you call?
You claim to be injured, yet you spoke to and saw an attorney before you saw a doctor. Is that true?
Yes.
Lawyers on TV tell you to call them first. You can, but should you? The law has changed, and you may find yourself paying your own medical bills if you don't see a doctor in the first 14 days. If you've been in a car crash, you need MyCrashMD, the interactive doctor visit, where you can consult virtually with a physician after you've been hurt in a car accident.
We can see you today. We'll take great care of you, regardless if you are at fault or not.
MyCrashMD is an actual medical visit with a doctor. No waiting in an ER, no wasting time driving around town. Download MyCrashMD free from anywhere and then see a doctor on any mobile device. Times are changing. If you don't get medical attention within the first 14 days after your crash, you could lose your insurance benefits. So if you've been in a car crash, help yourself and your accident case with MyCrashMD.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. It is the heartbeat of our community, and I am Barbara Marville Kelly. I am here just about every Wednesday and Tuesday doing our shows, but today is really extra special. I've kept our girls with us, Angel Cook and Becky Bennett, who are pillar individuals in the community with raising awareness, with raising funds, with just doing what you do best, girls. So thanks for sticking around in this last segment.
Thank you, Barbara.
So we've been talking about, in the first segment we had Helena Trangata. We were talking about the All Children's Hospital, the guild that she's involved with, and our fundraiser that's coming up on April 30th at the Safety Harbor Spa.
You're the MC.
And I'm emceeing this. Yeah, well, you know what? We got to talk stock those fashions up and have everybody feel really great and get donations and all that kind of thing for that special ambulance. Wasn't that cool?
Yes.
Can you
Amazing.
imagine
It's
transporting
amazing.
little tiny babies that are fragile and children that are fragile? And I mean, what did Helena say? I think we need to raise $1.5 million for
Yes.
that. We'll do it.
Yes.
When I
Yes.
see what happens in this community and the generous people, we'll get her done.
Yes.
We will.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
then you came on and was talking about the Rap House and
Yes.
the Rap River Run, right?
Yes, Rap River Run.
That's
June
coming
10th.
up on
June 10th.
June 10th. So we have plenty of time for you or Dawn or both of you guys to come back.
Oh, yes.
And I can even do some voiceovers in some of the other shows to make sure that we do our part here.
Would love to.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because that we actually showed a little film clip that We Beam TV filmed.
Yes, they did.
And my goodness, we saw the little runners. They were like 3,
Yes.
4, 5 years old. That's so great. And that's how the community comes together. That's why we do what we do here. And then, of course, you, Becky, have your event coming up. Why don't you tell everybody, just in case they're tuning in here for the first time?
Okay, sure. It's Friday, the April 21st is our second annual Celebrate the Silver Lining event for Pasco Kids First, and it's at the Spartan Manor at 6:30, and we're going to have the Heart of the Heroes Band, which is a band of foster children that were all adopted, and we're also going to have a feature speaker with Kim Bogart, the Newport Richey Police Chief. And we have our MC is going to be Tammy Fields, which is 10 News anchor.
Tammy and I spoke last year together. I love her.
And she has a great story as well.
Yes, she
and
does.
a passion for Pasco Kids First.
Yes.
She's done several stories on Shaken Baby and some other tragedies that had happened, and so she usually comes to Pasco Kids First to find out, the most expert advice.
That is so amazing.
Wow.
This is what we were talking about, is how people that may be involved in the community at a personal level, how they come back. And it's like you're talking about the foster kids. They're performing.
Right.
So they're going to be performing with such passion from the heart, because it's affected their lives as it has both of you ladies. And no wonder you come back and give back and give back. You can't quit.
Right.
No.
And you know what? Can I just ask each of your ages? I don't mean to put you on your spot, but you told me your age was. You're such young women setting examples for families and other young women and men out there, because we're couples, we need our men need the women, and we have children. How old are your daughters?
17 and 13.
See, you blew me away when you told me that. Do you have children yet?
No, I don't.
So, but can you imagine the kind of example you're going to set if you ever do have children? But what about the children that aren't your own, but they're like your own?
I have nephews.
Yes. See what I'm saying?
And lots of children at work.
Yes, exactly. So you're involved with all of that. I mean, it gives me chill bumps to think about how involved you guys have gotten into the community. And for being such young ladies, I feel my oats at times and everything. So when I see the young professionals that I've interviewed in our chamber shows and how they're getting involved and all that nonsense about millennials, don't believe it. These youngsters are really taking life seriously and just doing so many right things and good things in the community. And that's what we really need to be, is to set that example for our kids that are coming up. And if they need help and there's help out there, I mean, I can just sit and really meditate on what I've learned from you guys. It makes me feel good just to think that there's two sitting right here on our show that has given back in this community like you would not believe. I had no idea. And I raised both my boys in Pasco County, but I was so busy as a single mom.
Right.
Okay, and I did get assistance in Pasco County. I'm not ashamed of saying that. I'll do anything to feed my kids and take good care of them. And so maybe that's part of why, like you guys, you get a little help and you give back, get a little help, give back, and teach people you know,
Exactly.
what it's all about. So, gosh, anything else we can share? We have about 3-4 minutes left.
No, just thank you for coming. I mean, there's so much going on in the community, and we're really lucky. I know Becky, to be sitting on the same couch as Becky. It's very easy to volunteer when you're surrounded by people who do it and do it so much, you know. So we have a lot of great leaders in the community, and I think I just try to show my kids that you can have it all. You know, you can work hard and you have a family, but it all comes down to giving back. So you don't have to have a lot of money. You just have to be willing to donate your time, and there are people who will teach you how you can help in other ways. So
absolutely,
you know, we're very fortunate to live in Pasco County.
And there are so many ways to give back. I mean, just go to your local Chamber of Commerce and you'll see, because like I say, I had no idea. Of course, when I moved here, it was like back in '84, but I know that there was still a lot of charities back then because of the fact that they come on the show and tell me how many years they've been with this chamber, how many years they've been working in the community. And I even have several coming in and giving the statistics of success. I had one, I think, just recently. 96%, I wish I could remember which charity that was, but it was just recently in one of my chamber shows. And when you can have that kind of success, don't you find that it's because you keep coming back and keep at it?
Yep.
And you never give up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You mentioned the young professionals. Angel and I are both young professionals with the chamber, and we are actually having an event tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. And when is? I'm going to let you tell that, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Go for it, Becky.
It's our 10th annual Sleek and Sexy. I think we talked about it last year.
Yes, we did.
Yep, and so we're having that tomorrow night at Dulcet, which is Thursday the 16th, February 16th.
That's right.
And so it's going to be all the sexiest contests again. We have our MC is Sean Foster. It's presented by Friendly Kia. And it's going to be a great event. We have a whole
last chance to buy tickets at $40.
You mean there's still tickets available?
Goes up tomorrow to $50.
Well, there you go. You can save $10. And where do they go to get those tickets?
At westpasco.com.
There you go. Oh, that's going to be fun. And Dulcet's is ooh la la.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. You're a delight. You're Earth Angels. You really are. I can't wait to have you back again.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us on My Charity TV. We will be here every third Wednesday, so tune in and watch our show, and it's being brought to you through WeBeamTV.com.